Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and mer-people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Thursday, November 13. In Squiz Kids Today, tree climbing crocodiles, America's real-life mer-people, a coral baby boom and a password problem goes viral. That's what's making news kid style.
The Lowdown.
You've heard of drop bears, right? The legendary tree-dwelling creatures said to leap down on unsuspecting campers in the Australian outback. But what if I told you scientists have discovered evidence in Queensland of real-life drop crocodiles? That's right, drop crocs, that may have spent part of their lives up in trees dropping down on prey to gobble them up. In the town of Mergen, about a 3-hour drive northwest of Brisbane, researchers have been digging for decades in what looks like an ordinary clay pit. It might not seem special, but it's actually one of Australia's most important fossil sites. Their latest find? The oldest crocodile eggshells ever discovered in the country, dating back around 55 million years, when Australia was still joined to Antarctica and South America. Back then, this was a humid rainforest buzzing with early mammals, birds and reptiles. The eggs belonged to an extinct group called Micosukines, 5-metre-long crocodiles that ruled the inland long before saltwater and freshwater crocs appeared about 3.8 million years ago. The big difference between the prehistoric crocs and the ones we know today, you never knew whether one was going to fall out of the sky and onto your head. Terrifying.
Spin the globe.
Each day, we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today, we've landed in the United States, in Washington, D.C., where a pod of merfolk is making waves. And by merfolk, I mean a group of adults who love dressing up and acting out as mermaids and mermen, also known as cosplaying. Yep, you're never too old to don a shiny tail and dive into a fantasy world. Now, this colourful community meets regularly to splash around together, show off glittery fins and scales, all while getting a solid workout. Swimming like a mermaid isn't easy though. First, you have to learn to swim properly, then strap on a monofin, a big flipper that fits both your feet in, letting you dolphin kick through the water like a mermaid. The best part, say members, is the inclusive, welcoming vibe. People of all ages, shapes and backgrounds are embraced. Because really, once you're dressed as a mermaid or a merman, what could possibly be more unusual than that?
Weird science.
After all that splashing around in Washington, D.C., we're staying in the water but heading to Australia and the Great Barrier Reef, where the ocean has turned into a kind of underwater nursery. Once a year, corals release enormous clouds of tiny baby-making material into the sea, a natural event scientists call spawning. And no, not the Minecraft kind where new mobs suddenly appear. This kind of spawning is all about helping new coral life begin. The problem is only a few of those microscopic coral babies usually survive. So, researchers on Lizard Island, about 240 kilometres north of Cairns, are giving nature a helping hand. They collect some of those floating coral babies, raise them in a special larval seed box, let them grow a little, and then gently release them over parts of the reef damaged by storms, heat waves, and crown of thorns starfish. Early results are amazing, with up to 50% more coral babies successfully settling and growing. It's a big step in bringing colour and life back to the reefs.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squizzy the Newshound sticks his snout into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And today, his nose is twitching because of a story about the Louvre, that famous Paris museum that had a real-life jewel heist a few weeks ago. A rumour doing the rounds online claims the museum's security password was, wait for it, Louvre. Yep, the same word as the museum's name. That's almost as bad as your password being password. Posts about it on X, Facebook and Reddit have racked up millions of views. Now, it's true that two respected news outlets once reported something similar from a 2014 security audit. But other fact-checkers like Snopes say they can't confirm it, and so far the museum hasn't responded. But whether it's true or not, it's a good reminder strong passwords matter. Mix up your uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers and symbols, and never use something easy to guess like your pet's name. And teachers, if your students enjoy sniffing out online capers like this one, sign up for Newshounds. It's our 9-part digital media literacy series with teacher guides, classroom workbooks, a plug-and-play activity perfect for end of year, where students join Squizzy the Detective Dog to learn how to stop, think and check, and become savvy internet detectives. Hands on bottoms, lips not moving. Yeah, that was one of the suggestions sent in by a Squiz Kid listener to Federal Parliament House Speaker Milton Dick as something that he might say to get rowdy politicians in Canberra to settle down. It's just one of the excellent suggestions that Milton and Bryce discuss in the next Squiz Kids Q&A, which we're calling Squiz Kids Question Time Takeover. To hear what other wacky suggestions the kids of Australia sent in, be sure to be listening this time next week when the podcast drops. And the best bit, Milton has agreed to read some of them out during an upcoming question time in Federal Parliament when our elected representatives forget their manners. Can't wait for that.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which two continents was Australia connected to 55 million years ago? I know you weren't around then, but I did say that it was Antarctica and South America. Question number 2. What tools do you need when you're learning to swim like a mer-person? Like, what do you need to wear? That would be a monofin. Helps to get you dolphin kicking. Question number 3. What is the process by which baby coral are created called? Yeah, I'm sure you all got this one. It's called spawning.
Shout outs.
It's Thursday, November 13. Today is World Kindness Day, a day to celebrate small acts that make a really big difference, whether it's helping a friend, thanking a teacher, or just smiling at someone who looks lonely. Kindness costs you nothing, but it can change someone's whole day. So go on, sprinkle a little kindness around today. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Max from Ivanhoe, Alina from Springvale, Safwan from Plumpton, Ziggy from Maidstone, Charlie from Glen Iris, Magnus from Leichhardt, Isa from Stirling, Anno O from Blackburn South, Paddy G from Westbury, and Louis from B. Classroom shoutouts today go to Class 2B with Mrs. Lapari and Mr. Ibarra, and Class 3B with Mrs. Nafia at St Catherine of Siena Catholic Primary School in Preston. Class 5-6 with Mrs. Hutt at Exeter Public School. Room 2 with Mrs. Sawyer at Inglewood Primary School. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Room 1 with Mrs. Cannon at Perengerie Primary School in Western Australia. And finally, a super special shout out to all the kids at St Anthony's Primary School in Kedron in Brisbane, where Bryce is going to be this morning with Communication Minister Annika Wells showing off Newshounds. Hope you all have a great morning together. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want to shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au, or you can fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids versus Adults Weekly News Squiz. Your chance to see who's smarter, kids or adults. And I think we all know the answer to that. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.